Hi everyone, this is Herschel Franklin. I call this Herschel Franklin Reads. I'm reading right now the book that I wrote about a dog called Murphy, and it is this book, One Dog's Story, copyrighted in 2009. About the only introduction I want to give you from here on is when I introduce a section of the book called The Dog Story, I mean the story as might have been told by the dog or from the dog's perspective. When I say the human story, that is telling you the story as I remember it. So it's, I hope you enjoy it. We're ready for chapter 7, To Chew or Not to Chew. The human story. It was during the spring of the year and Murphy was about a year old. She was proving to be every bit as fine a dog as I thought she would be. I had never had a dog so loyal or devoted as she was. I had had dogs all my life and they were content to be around me, exhibiting some loyalty. But she was the only dog I had ever seen which seemed to do things and be around me simply because she liked me. It was as if she had made the choice, as if she had had a choice of humans and she had chosen me. She and Bo were getting along just fine. In fact, she was more devoted to him than she was to me. Bo also seemed to be settling down somewhat. I always liked that dog. He was 2 years old when he was given to us. A young single woman had him, but she couldn't control him. He kept jumping out of her backyard and running off. She had always found him, but it was just a matter of time. She had started attaching a chain to him while he was in the backyard. One day he jumped the fence while the chain was around his neck. Vicky happened to find him just before he died. She found him hanging by his neck on the other side of the fence, choked into unconsciousness, just short of being choked to death. She couldn't take it anymore, and the next day she called to see if we would take him. I was glad to. Boxers are good dogs, and he was a very good boxer. Bo was pretty much beyond the chewing stage when we got him. He had destroyed some things, but not really all that much. Murphy, on the other hand, was about 6 years old, that's 6 months old, when she came to live with us. And the first 6 months, she had really done a number on everything in sight. She had just about destroyed everything in the backyard and was now trying to eat the wood deck I had built around the pool. There were some things you just couldn't put up and out of her reach. I was laying on the bed one afternoon watching television when it started going off and on. I was trying to determine what was happening when I saw the cable moving that ran from the wall to the television set. I ran outside and sure enough, there was Murphy chewing the cable that brought the signal into the house. I had no idea how she found it, and I sure had no idea why she decided it needed a good chewing. All I could do was call the cable guy. The Dog Story. I was 7 years old. That would be 1 year in dog years. Things were going pretty well. Bo and I were getting along well, and we were resigned to the fact that we would never have a family. It was just the two of us, and we grew closer each day. The only problem we were having was the chewing. I just couldn't help myself. If it was in my domain, it needed chewing, I thought. Put it up out of my reach if you didn't want it chewed. That's what my female human had said, and I thought she made a lot of sense. So my human decided to do just that, and he did a pretty good job. I couldn't find anything anywhere to chew, and I needed to chew. In our early years, the first 2 or at least, we just have to chew. We can't help it. I felt like I needed to chew something, anything. It was then I saw the deck around the pool. It was a large and wood, and I could chew on it for the next year and it would never disappear. It was a godsend. I was working on the deck one day when I heard someone say, Murphy, stop chewing on that right now. Oops, I didn't see him coming. There was someone with my human, someone I didn't know. Well, I thought, I might need to know more about him, so I tagged along with them. They stopped, and my human showed him a chewed up coaxial cable. I'd never dreamed she would chew this too, he said. She chewed right out of the wall. Did I do that? No, I thought. He had to be making it up. And then I remembered, yes, I suppose I did do that. I remembered stumbling onto the thing, and it was surprised to see it there at just about the same level as my mouth. It was not one of my better days, but I didn't think he had to be telling a perfect stranger our dirty little secrets. I had apologized, and as I pointed out at the time, if he had brought me in to watch television with him, this never would have happened. It's not a problem, the stranger human said. I see this all the time. I'll fix it right up. I like this human. I seriously considered chewing it up again so I could see him again. Since everything was in good hands, I went off to see what Bo was doing. I found him near the gate, staring at it quite intently. Bo, I said, what are you doing? I'm studying this gate. Why? Well, Murphy, I've often told you I'm a wandering dog. I wander all the time. At least I used to. Did I ever tell you about where I used to live? He asked. Yes, I said. Well, Bo continued, I used to jump over that fence and go exploring. My God, how I did enjoy it. After coming here, I jumped the fence once, was gone all day, but the human found me pretty soon. After that, I was going to jump it, and when I did, the human must have installed a force field or something. Right at the top of the fence, I hit that field, or it hit me hard, pretty hard, right on the nose. I ran so fast away from that fence, I'm surprised I didn't run through the fence on the other side of the yard. Well, little lady, that pretty well broke me from jumping fences. So now I'm studying the gate. If I ever figure out how it works, I can go in and out just like the human does. He studied that gate every day, trying to figure out how my human was opening it. I finally explained it to him, how it was done, that is, but he still couldn't open it. The latch was too high for him to reach, and it required opposable thumbs to operate. I walked back to the strange human and my human and watched them finish the repairs on the coaxial cable. When he was through, the strange human suggested that my human might try to rub hot peppers on it. That way it would burn when I chewed it. Now, I thought that was a little bit extreme. I've got to do something, my human said. This chewing is really getting to be more than I'd bargained for. He looked a little sad when he said that, and I thought about everything I'd destroyed. I didn't realize until then what a bother I had become and how much distress I was causing someone I had really come to love. I determined right then and there to do better. I would stop chewing, whatever it took. The human story. Murphy seemed to be doing better on the chewing. She was destroying less every day. We thought she might be growing out of her chewing phase, but she was still pretty young. It was probably more likely that she was simply running out of things to tear up. Whatever the reason, it was a welcomed relief. Things were going smoothly into the summer. I taught Murphy to fetch. I would throw a ball and she would run after it and bring it back. She could do this all day, something she really enjoyed. Bo was doing better all the time. He too liked to play. The two of them were even playing with E.T. now and then. I never thought I would see the day they would include him in dog play, or that I would see the day he would want to be included. Yes, all was going well until my wife brought home a rabbit. the dog story. They got me a rabbit. And that's the end of chapter 7.